So earlier tonight, I watched for the first time in a very long time Bully by Larry Clark from 2001. Now, I've done full deep dives on the YouTube channel in the past on Larry Clark's Kids, which is, as a lot of you know who have seen that film, a very controversial movie. And I think I actually did a good job making that a fun video, given all the subject matter that the film deals with. And then I went on to do Gummo. This was like maybe a year ago, which was written and directed by Harmony Korine, who was the writer of Kids. So now we have Larry Clark directing this film. Has nothing to do with Harmony Korine, even though this feels like it could have been a script written by Corrine. And the screenplay is written by David McKenna, who wrote the screenplays for two other excellent films, American History X and Blow. It has the same type of raw, real feel that both Corrine and Larry Clark are known for. Except this movie is based on true events and is based on the actual 1993 murder of Bobby Kent, who was murdered by his best friend Marty and a hired hitman. It was a whole conspiracy to commit murder by this group of seven friends that couldn't take Bobby's bullying. He was bullying people constantly. Allegedly, he raped one of the girls, like we see in the movie here. They had enough of him and they conspired to kill him, and they did. Besides that, I don't know too much about the actual case. I say this from time to time on based on true event movies. This isn't a fucking true crime podcast. Go out somewhere to get the actual details on the actual case if it interests you. But this film is excellent. I forgot just how good this movie is. And I've been meaning to rewatch it for a while now, since I did the video on Kids, as a friend and a subscriber of mine on the channel kept mentioning this film whenever Leo Fitzpatrick was brought up, who starred in Kids. And we have a great cast here of a lot of young actors and actresses who would go on to have damn good careers. Brad Renfro went on to do some good things. He was in Sleepers in what was that, 95, 96, something like that. That's a great underrated film. And he was also in Apt Pupil, the excellent adaptation of Stephen King's story. Then you have Rachel Miner, who went on to do a lot of different movies and TV shows. Nick Stahl is great. I forget exactly what I've seen him in after this, but he went on to have a great career too. Bijou Phillips, who was gorgeous, and she was one of the club kids, right? Back in the day, back in the 90s, early 2000s, she was one of the famous club kids. And then you have a very young early performance from the great Michael Pitt. He plays one of the friends who's like a acid dropping, pot smoking burnout, and he does a great job. It's always great seeing Michael Pitt. You have the actor who plays the gay friend in Mean Girls, you know, the friend of the lesbian chick. They're best friends in that movie. You know who I'm talking about. This was his feature film debut. The directing in this movie is excellent. The acting is excellent. It feels so raw and authentic and realistic. It feels like a documentary. Just like I say about Kids, just like I say about Harmony Korine movies like Gummo, they have that gritty realism to them where most films don't dare to go. There are some questionable things in this movie. The fact that it centers around these teenage friends, it does sort of head into exploitative territory with a lot of graphic sex scenes between these teenagers. But again, in its defense, it's not glorifying it. And just like Kids and Gummo did, that's reality. That's how kids are. And that's how kids I grew up with and friends I had. That's the way some teenagers grow up and act. So it's accurate. And that's what makes Larry Clark's films so controversial, is because they're so dead on accurate. where most other films don't want to show that side of reality, because that is the reality for a lot of youth. The cinematography is very good. There's some good camera work and editing throughout this. It's a very, very dark movie with bits of humor thrown in here and there for sure. There's a lot of laugh out loud moments, for me at least, with a dark sense of humor throughout this. And Leo Fitzpatrick does an excellent job, as you would think he would, just based off his performance as Telly in Kids. He plays the hired hitman here to help the friends go through with killing Bobby, and everything from him is gold. And I forgot too that he went on to have a role on The Wire, because I always said when I talked about Kids that I don't remember seeing Leo Fitzpatrick again, and did he get out of acting and etc. And then it was brought up to me by my friend Russell that he's in Bully. And I said, that's right. I haven't seen that movie in forever. And then I remembered he's also in The Wire for a few episodes, or is an arc on there. But that's Larry Clark's Bully from 2001. Have you guys seen it? What are your thoughts on it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let us know in the comments.